Why am I not having success? Look how big that plant is, but it look a mess. Baby is giving dead. Baby, all the way for one thing. Hey, wouldn't that be something? Good morning. Welcome to Yellow Door Urban Homestead. I am Asia, and I'm an urban gardener growing in a small space out in my backyard. And this morning we are doing a garden tour. Y'all are sitting in the potatoes. But in case you're new here, I am in Virginia, Zone 7B. I grow in ground, in bags, in raised beds, in no dig, and in green stalks. And so we're gonna do a quick garden tour. It is fall. So, well, no, it's not fall, but my garden has been transitioned over to fall, and we have a mix of summer left in here. And so we don't have a lot of things producing, but we did just do a harvest video the other day. It was a very small harvest. Anyway, we're gonna do a garden tour just so you can see how the fall garden is progressing. I'm very happy with how it's progressing right now. I am not really fighting a lot of pests. Let's cross our fingers, y'all. I will come out here sometimes and there will be one leaf that is full of caterpillars. I clear them off, but I'm very excited with how the fall garden is going. And so let's just get right into it. Let's just get right into it, y'all. So we have been starting over at the green stalks. Today we're gonna start in the main garden just to kind of switch it up a little bit. You can see the green stalks over there looking really good. I am also very excited to get those cleared and switch to fall, but I'm not gonna rush it. By October the 1st though, those green stalks will be switched over to fall because I'm very excited to see how they grow in fall. Anyway, let's get started. And we're actually gonna kind of go back to how we normally do it, where I just move through the garden. So let's do that, y'all. All right, so the grapevine, the grape trellis that goes all the way over there, still looking good. I have not been out here to really harvest grapes, but there are a lot of them that's ready to go. So probably later on today or tomorrow, I'm gonna harvest these grapes, but there's a lot of them in there and a lot of them that's ready to go. This is a muscadine grapevine. It is in ground over in my orchard area, but it spans from all the way over here to all the way over here. And I like it. I do like it. And I've mentioned before that that is not like by design. I did not do that on purpose, but I do like the way that it ended up. So that's the grapevine. Very happy about that. Probably by the end of September, all of these grapes will be harvested. I've mentioned before, more than likely going to make some jam or some jelly out of those. And right beside that trellis, we pulled out those cucumbers that were here. They did okay, but I just don't think they got enough sun, and that's okay. We probably won't plant at the bottom of this trellis anymore just because the grapevine shades pretty much everything out. Right beside it are the asparagus. They look really bad, right? But I've also mentioned that I let them go until they die like this, and then I let them dry out, and then I cut them down. If you leave the asparagus ferns, that is how it's gonna get its energy from the sun for next year. Like this one is still green down here. So I'm just letting it go. Once everything dies, I'm gonna cut it back, lay it on the bed. It'll break down and everything over the winter, the fall and the winter, and then I will cover it with some compost early spring so that it can get some more nutrients and grow better for us, especially than it did this year. I was mentioning, I think in my live, that I just put like a bunch of straw down because I didn't feel like picking weeds. That was not my best idea this year, and that's okay. I know not to do it again. Right beside that asparagus is a green stalk that's doing amazingly. It's the lilac one, and it's the first one that I ever purchased. And so it has some basil in it, like this basil. I think it's called Aristotle. That's going to seed. I'm leaving it for the bees and the hummingbirds and the butterflies. We have some, what do you call it? Peppers, cayenne peppers up here. The plant doesn't look amazing, but it is giving us some peppers. We have eggplants, which we harvested, yesterday, day before yesterday, something like that. There's some more Aristotle basil. There's beans down here. They're flowering and producing. So I'm just waiting really for the beans to finish. And that's when I plan to clear these green stalks. Here's more beans right here. I replanted this, I want to say like mid-summer, because it just wasn't doing well the way that I had it initially. But it looks really good now. And look at that, more eggplant up there. It's a white one. but they are producing a lot of eggplants. The leaves actually still look good. So I'm very excited about that. But that is the green stalk right beside the asparagus bed. And then we move on to our raised block bed, which the first 2 rows of this is kohlrabi. If y'all remember what these look like when I put them in, then you know that like this is a lot of growth. And so today is September, I want to say the 13th maybe. And this is what we're looking like September the 13th. Back here, we have some nasturtiums. I planted these out probably a week or 2 ago, and they're looking good. Nasturtiums like cooler weather. They can grow in the heat, but they really like cooler weather. So that's why I put another round of nasturtiums out. Like I said, I like to eat the leaves and the flowers. They are edible, taste delicious to me, peppery. Then you have some green magic broccoli back here. And if you remember, we put those in. Very small plants, but they look really, really good now. Not a lot of pest pressure. So very excited about that. Like I said, crossing my fingers. Back here, we have some tree collards. I think they're the Marriott tree collards. They were very small when we put them in too, like smaller than anything else I think that we planted. And so these will grow into this right here. And so this has been in, I want to say since fall, maybe spring or fall. And I had pulled off all the leaves and it's growing right back. Y'all see that? So I like these. I could start eating these now, honestly, and start pulling the leaves. And once we get this tromboncino off the trellis, that plant will get a little more light. But if you can see, I'm pretty sure this one is not going to get pollinated or mount to anything. But the tromboncino squash that's on this cattle panel trellis is also still producing. So I'm excited. I saw one the other day. It's up at the top and it's like spiraling, which is fine. But there's another tromboncino squash up there too. So very excited about that. Look at these other nasturtiums. So these are some more nasturtiums we put in about a week or so ago. And that's another one right there. So I'm thinking that it's going to turn out really nicely and I'm going to have flowers in my fall garden. I don't normally replant flowers. It's not something that I really think about, but this year I did. I had time to kind of think, and that's what I decided. I was like, I want some flowers in my fall garden too, some pretty flowers, because in the winter, for the most part, it's not going to be a lot of flowers out here, but it looks really nice. And right in front of that bed that I showed you, the one with the kohlrabi, that's purple kohlrabi in the front, by the way, and the broccoli and the tree collards, you have some purple grow bags from Bootstrap Farmer. And we have, these are, what are these? Green Goliath broccoli. And I just planted these probably last week or the week before. And so they still look good. They're still kind of small, but you got to give them time to grow. Also, in case anybody was wondering, that's a potato. I'm going to cut it. If you remember, all of these bags have potatoes in them down this row right here, but the potatoes had not come up and I didn't think that I was going to have enough time, even if they did, for them to produce. And so I'm going to cut this. Hopefully in spring, it'll just sprout again. But we have Green Goliath broccoli in here. And that's looking really, really good. I'm excited about that. And then if you go up the row, up the walkway, you have some basil. And this basil, I guess I replanted in the bags, or they were already in bags with tomatoes. And so I just moved them here. I gave them a really big haircut last week because I also planted some broccoli in these bags. And my plan with this, if you hadn't seen my other video, is I'll let the basil continue to grow, but the broccoli can also get started growing. And so there's broccoli in these bags with the basil, and I'm just watching them. And the good thing is both broccoli and basil like to have nitrogen because they are leafy plants. I like that for me. Right above the bags that we were talking about, you have a tromboncino squash and a dipper gourd on this trellis. These have been in since spring. They moved really, really slow, and now they're kind of popping off, and we love that. Right here you can see this is the end of a tromboncino, and it has 2 female flowers on it. So we're just waiting to see what happens. This one right here, I should cut it off. I just haven't. It did not get pollinated, and so it died off. But you have this one right here that pollinated well. I am letting it go until it cures and you can use it as a winter squash. Tromboncino can be eaten as winter squash or summer squash. So when they're smaller and green, you can eat them, but then you can also leave them, let them cure, and it's a winter squash that will store a little bit longer. And so that's what I'm doing with this one. And then, I don't know if y'all can see it, there's another one right here. So excited about that, and I'm gonna let it cure as well into a fall squash. Then you have, well, winter squash. Then you have the dipper gourds up here. And I asked the question, like, what do y'all do with dipper gourds? And I know one person said birdhouses, bowls. It was some other things too, but I am interested in making the bowl. So with that being said, when those do dry, I'm pretty sure I have to let them cure, let them dry, pull out everything in the middle, and then I can make some bowls. So that's my plan with them. I want to try to make bowls. I think it would be really cool. Maybe one birdhouse, but I want to try to make bowls out of the bottom section. So we'll see how that goes. And so you have the trellis right here with the tromboncino squash on it. And there's another bed that pretty much closely mirrors the first one I showed you. These are our kohlrabi, purple Vienna kohlrabi. There's only one line of those, and I have 2 in a square foot. And then behind it, it's pretty much broccoli. These are green magic broccolis, and I can see this leaf has some tearing in it, but I don't see anything back here, so I think we're fine. But this is all broccoli all the way back up until you get to the far back, and then you have Swiss chard, which is looking really good too. I like to put Swiss chard in like ramen, and I just saute it. I do not like well-cooked vegetables, and so the texture just is not for me. But you have all of that in this bed as well. These beds are 4 by 7, but I planted them out as if they were 3 by 7, just to give each plant a decent amount of space. So it's still planted pretty densely. However, they have more space than I've ever given them any season prior. So with that being said, I'm hoping to see larger broccoli heads, because I do get a good amount of broccoli, but the heads aren't that big. So I'm hoping to see bigger broccoli heads. Yeah, we'll see. That's my hope in doing it that way. In front of that bed, you have more of the purple bootstrap farmer bags, and you have more green Goliath broccoli in here as well. So we got broccoli all over the place, y'all. And I did the same thing with these bags that have basil in them. I went ahead and put broccoli plants in them, and they are looking good. They're looking good. So I'm very excited to see this. Y'all see that? Some of this is Dseco broccoli as well. So I think I have 4 different varieties this year. So this is Dseco in the bags right here. I even put broccoli back here in this pepper bag. If y'all remember, this is the pepper that got eaten up really bad by ants and aphids. Well, they all did. But look at all these flowers, y'all. I mean, it's flowers all over this plant. This is a poblano, but there's flowers all over it. So I'm very excited to see that. So we're gonna move to the back, which I always kind of forget when we're doing garden tours, and it normally ends up at the end. But this is all tomatoes. These are tomatoes that I planted, I wanna say sometime in July, all except for these. These are Brad's Atomic, and they've actually been in since the spring, and more than likely at this point, I'm just gonna save them for seed. But the plant is still producing, and it doesn't look horrible, but it doesn't look great. But I just haven't gotten around to pulling them out. Like, look right here. This is a part of that Brad's Atomic, and it's way over here, but it's got a lot of tomatoes still on it. So that's looking good. Like if I want to eat a cucumber, tomato, and feta cheese salad, I could just come out here and grab these. Although I don't have any cucumbers growing, but I could get some from the store if I have to. So as I was saying, like this is a new one. This is a yellow variety. For some reason, I can never remember the name of it, but it's starting to flower. So I do believe that we will get some tomatoes off of here before our first frost. Look at that Brad's Atomic, y'all. That's wild. There's also some bags that have basil in them, and I need to come and put a broccoli plant in here. Just hadn't thought about it, or when I was planting them out. But like this basil needs to be harvested, and I will get it. But I think all of these bags for the most part have basil down at the bottom as well. This is another one that we planted in July. It doesn't seem to be moving as fast as the others. I am thinking it's because it's shaded, but the plant itself looks really good. So we'll leave it, see what happens. Over here you have the same thing, but these are Homestead tomatoes. So they are a determinate variety, and they give us red tomatoes. I don't know if they're paste, but they are definitely red tomatoes. And we have lots of flowers. Lots of flowers. So they look real good, y'all. Y'all see that? Like, and just a bunch of flowers everywhere. So very happy about that. I'm hopeful to get another round of tomatoes out of this. And next year, I will do the same thing and start some determinate tomatoes to get a second round. And down here, we also have broccoli in the bags. I went ahead and put broccoli down here in these bags as well. Now, what I did do here when I planted the broccoli in the bag is I pulled off all the lower leaves so that the broccoli could get sun. And I think that is working. I think that they will be at a point where when I take these tomatoes out, they'll be at a good size to continue to grow through the fall. I'm excited about that. Trying new things this year that seem to really be working out. So a spot that normally comes at the end of the vlogs, the end of the garden tours, is the flower bed. That's the sedum, y'all. It's finally flowering. It's so pretty. There's a dahlia down here that I always forget to tell y'all about. Again, if it does not do anything this year, it should do something next year because it grows from tubers. My aster absolutely was like, yeah, we're done here. I just haven't pulled it out. The sunflowers are in an odd spot, and so they don't look amazing. When it rains, it erodes this area, even with all of the straw, and that's because there's nothing to hold the soil over here. I still need to do that. Probably been talking about it for years. But anyway, the sunflowers don't look amazing. These were miniature sunflowers, teddy bear, miniature sunflowers, and they just don't look amazing. Also, look at the canna lily. I got to come and start pulling that again because it's just coming right back up. The canna lily does not go away. And I pulled a lot of that from the rhizome, but I don't think you ever get the rhizome, like all of them out. Here is the echinacea. I cut it back. I'm not expecting much from it, but it'll come back next year. There is a little bud right there though. Getting ready to throw out a pretty little echinacea flower, which is, you know, it's okay. I'm not looking for them anymore. The plants get wild, but they are perennial, so I cut them back. Now, my most exciting thing is look at the dahlias. These are the dahlias that I moved out of a bed because I wanted to plant something else there and make it into a raised bed. Same thing with the hollyhocks. All of the bad leaves have pretty much died, but the new growth is coming in. So next year they will come back. And there's also dahlias over here that we moved. And this one is finally looking better. That one took the move the hardest. And that's another one right there. And the sedum over here is doing really well. So I love the way the flower bed is looking now. It's not as messy. Now, would I have preferred my sunflowers do better? Absolutely. But there's nothing I can do about it now. So coming from the flower bed, this is the poblano pepper I was telling you about that has all the flowers on it now. We have another bed over here, and this is where our cabbages are. And the cabbages are in a section where we have drip. Just because I'm not good at growing them, I know a big part of growing cabbage is making sure the soil stays moist and that you fertilize them well. They're heavy feeders. And so here are our cabbages. Some of them have holes in the leaves, but not really seeing what's causing the holes. So the plants themselves look really good though. And I tried to space them out well because cabbages do get big as well. I believe this is a mix of Jersey Wakefield and a tender sweet variety. So that's what we have back here. Up in the front, these are calendula, but I told y'all in my last video that I'm gonna pull these out and put something else here. I'll show you all of the seedlings too that look better even though they were eaten down. That's what I'm going to replace these with because I don't think that they're going to produce in time before we get too cold. Right beside that bed, you have roselle. And this is a pretty big roselle plant back here. Like, it's pretty huge. But you can see we're probably about to start getting flowers. Like right here. I hope y'all is coming over on the camera. we're gonna start getting flowers soon. So I'm excited to see that. And then I will save the casings. I never can remember the name of the casings, but if you've ever grown roselle, you know what I'm talking about. And then we have a bunch of zinnias still here. This is where I'm seeing most of my hummingbirds and things like that, and I love it, which is why I'm not taking them out just yet. I'll take them out basically before we get our first frost, and we're gonna save the seeds from these. This is where the seeds are gonna be, and I'm just letting everything really dry out. But I think it's such a pretty little show. I think it's a beautiful little show, right? And then we have a elderberry, and y'all did tell me that the leaves would fall off, and then someone said maybe try caging it. Then another person said prune it. So I'm gonna decide which one of those things I wanna do, because it's a huge plant that is kind of shading things out. Right in front of that bed, we have some grow bags, and this one now has a broccoli in it. That's a green Goliath. And then right here we have some peppers. These are peppers from spring. I'm pretty sure this is a poblano right here. This one is poblano. This one is a cayenne. And these do get shaded a little bit, but they still look good and they're still producing. So I'm happy to see that. Right beside that, we have some cabbage collards, and they're looking good too. They were kind of beat up, and so they're looking really good too. Look at that leaf. I mean, just eating up, y'all. Go ahead and take that off. That's a cabbage collard right there as well. My dog got in here, but there's also lettuce. I put some lettuce down here right in front of the cabbage collards, and the lettuce is looking good for the most part. And like right here, my dog dug it up. I use bone meal and blood meal. Animals love that stuff. So that is also a lettuce right there. By the way, if y'all remember, I had planted some beans, some purple potted pole beans. They are trying to grow up the trellis, and they are trying to produce. So I'm leaving them. Like, look right here. Yeah, I'm leaving them. Try to push them up the trellis so they can keep moving. But I'm leaving them, let them see what they'll do up until November when we get our first frost. They look pretty bad now, but I think that as the time goes on, they'll fill out this trellis a little bit more, and I may be able to get another round of beans. On the back side of that trellis, do y'all remember I decided to put in some of my really eaten up Georgia Southern collards? Look at them. It's working. It's working. Just needed to get them in a spot where they could grow, and that's what's happening. So I do believe I'm gonna get some Georgia collards. I was kind of sad about that, but I didn't want to start any more seeds. I was sick of starting seeds. And you can see we have some of the grass blades popping up. That is pretty much, I'm pretty sure those are tomatoes. It's popping up, and I'm just pulling them. So this straw, which is called Straw Boss, I got it from Tractor Supply. It does throw out grass blades. It does not bother me much. I had put some lettuce back here, but like I said, my dog got in here. I left the gate open, so she really got those, which is not a big deal. I got a whole bunch of lettuce. I can replace that with no problem. I got a whole bunch of lettuce, y'all. Right beside that bed is a blueberry bush. I always show it because it's a garden tour just to see how my garden is set up. Blueberries are done for the season, but this bush will lose its leaves in the fall and winter. It will come back, and then it will give me more blueberries next year. They are perennial. Right across from that area, you have some bags that I still need to amend and get planted, but I will do that. Look at the St. John's wort, y'all. I think next year this is gonna be amazing, and I think I'm really gonna be able to like harvest it. I'm just trying to let it get established, honestly. This beet is still in this bag, y'all. When I amend the rest of them, I'm gonna pull this beet out. But like, surprisingly, it did not flower. And I think it's because it's shaded over here. But it didn't flower all the way through the summer. That's crazy. These overwintered peppers, still trying to throw out peppers. This is a jalapeno. I'm just leaving it until I get around to the rest of the bags. This is another one. I believe it was a banana pepper, but I'm gonna pull those when I get around to doing the rest of these bags. And then the carrot bed is looking good. I'm pretty happy about it. I planted these early and only because it was in a shaded space. But I think that they'll do very well. I haven't done any kind of thinning. I don't think I will. I like smaller carrots, so I think the way that they're planted will be just fine. And then you have mullein right here. There's 2 bags of mullein. There's 2 mullein plants in this one bag. There's one here. And then this is a plantain that has died, but it will come back next year. So I'll just cover this bag and I won't plant in it. Same thing with the mullein. I don't know if mullein dies over the winter. I have never successfully grown it. So I'm not gonna plant those either. If they die back, I'll just cover them with straw. And so now, keeping with where, you know, how the garden flows, is the lettuce. If y'all remember, we planted out lettuce and I told y'all we'll come back and it'll be standing up. And that's exactly what's going on. It looked very sad when I planted it. I had to separate it, so I had to mess with the roots, but it's looking really good. These right here, I might have to replant, but the rest of them look really good. So I'm excited about that. So beside the lettuce that I just showed you, you have the blueberry bushes all the way down. They look good. Like I said, they're gonna lose their leaves and then they'll come back next year for me. But right behind the blueberry bushes, we have a full bed of collards. I am hopeful to be able to provide collards to my family for Thanksgiving, and that's why you're seeing so many collards. I also want a lot of collards to preserve. And so right here you have a Top Bunch 2.0. The 4 of these are Top Bunch 2.0. The rest of these are Alabama collards, looking really good. And at some point, a tomato must have fallen. Look at all of these tomatoes. I'm just gonna leave them because, and actually that could be marigold. Either way, something fell right there. The seeds stayed in the soil and then they popped up and now they're here. Either way, they're gonna die. They're not gonna last through the winter. So I'm just gonna leave them, let them die back, go back into the soil. But like, the plants look really good in this bed. This one I had to replace. I had put one here, it was smaller. This is the Top Bunch 2.0 collard and it ended up dying. And so I just replaced this recently. So that's why it's a little smaller than the rest of them, but it will catch up. It'll catch up. And so now the carrot bed is back here. We still have pepper plants. This is the portion of summer that's still left in the garden. So the tromboncino squash, the dipper gourds are from summer. The beans are from summer. And then you have the peppers that are from summer. If y'all remember, I was waiting for these habanadas. They are finally starting to ripen. So I'm excited. This is our habanada plant right here. And then you have more shishito peppers and they have flowers all over them. We love that. These are shishitos too, and we actually have shishito peppers on them. So happy to see that. That's another one right there. Behind it, that's a jalapeno. You have a poblano here. This is a golden marconi. We harvested those last week, but there is plenty more where that came from. Pretty excited about that. I'm pretty sure this is my Jimmy Nardello, but they're coming in looking kind of weird. Jimmy Nardello is normally a longer, skinnier pepper, but these peppers were also very stressed out. And so we're still gonna eat them. And then there's a cayenne back there too. Right beside those peppers, you have what will be our garlic bed. I have already planted my garlic out. Well, some of my garlic has already been planted out. And a lot of people are saying like, I wait until October or November. I do too normally, but I have more garlic coming. And so I'm testing this garlic that I got from the farmer's market to see how it will work if I plant it out a little bit earlier. And that's okay. It's a test. It's me learning. When the music garlic comes in, then I will just put that in later on in the season. And that'll be my test to see like, why am I not having success with garlic? Is it because I'm planting it too late? Is it because I'm planting it too early? We'll see. We'll see. But I need to come through here and get all these blades of grass out too. But it's okay. We'll do that too. Right behind the garlic bed, you have Brussels sprouts. They're looking amazing. We have Groninger. There's 2 Groninger in the front. The rest of these should be Long Island Brussels sprouts, but for some reason, these leaves just don't look right to me. So if you see these Brussels sprouts right here, the Groningers, how the leaves are kind of circled and then like going up, these are very much given they are some kind of collard, but I could be completely wrong. I have not successfully grown them, so you know, not really successfully grown them. And when I slightly grew them, the leaves look like this. So it'll be edible, but it might not. It might not be Brussels sprouts, and that's okay. Right beside that bed, you have some more pepper plants. These are all pepper plants from the spring. And you can see, I hope you can see, the sun is coming out. You can see that we have some peppers still trying to grow. You can see that we still have flowers coming in. The yellow ones are still yellow, but not all the leaves are yellow. The newer leaves are coming in green. So yeah, this is a jalapeno, and you can see we have one down there too. So these are our peppers that we're still holding on to, but by the end of September, we're gonna let them go. That is my plan. My plan is to let them go. And y'all make sure y'all hold me to that. I said that in another video. Make sure y'all hold me to that. Look at this, y'all. I gotta get over here. These weeds are taking over here. And if I don't get them, they gonna move all the way through this garden. But they look horrible. I'm gonna work on that this coming week, just pulling them out and giving them to the chickens. And I might even lay down some more of the weed fabric, because I don't have this problem throughout the garden. For some reason, it's just over here by the chicken area, but it look a mess. Right across from the peppers, you have some walking onions that I put in. A subscriber gave them to me, we met. And then you have a hollyhock. Now, I am thinking I'm gonna move this hollyhock over into the flower bed, just because I saw that it worked out well. And I really want the garden beds for annual flowers and for annual vegetables. Anything perennial or biennial, we want in the flower bed now. Also, we got some leaf miner issues in here and some rust, which is okay. Over here, you have some more broccoli. This is green magic in this section right here. You have green, Deseco down here. And then I want to say this is more green Goliath down there. Oh, and it's some more of the walking onions, which I need to come out here, harvest or do something with. This is the bed that we put the meal grinds in, and I was a bit worried. I wouldn't worry if I were you. They look just fine. They're doing great. They're growing. That's my opinion. So if you do it, that's my opinion. This is how it worked for me. I can't say how it's gonna work for you in your garden beds, but that's my opinion. Nothing happened to them. They're growing just like everything else that I planted out. Now, right across from the bed I just showed you, you have more pepper plants, and they are growing. This is a shishito. And you can see we have shishito peppers all on it, just giving it some time for them to get just a little bit bigger. Oh, well, some of them probably can go, because like right here. And so right behind that shishito pepper is a pimento pepper. And there's actually a pimento pepper back here. So they're still producing. And this pimento pepper was in the garden bed, one of the block beds, all season long, did not produce anything. I moved it into bags. All of these right here were transplanted when I decided it was time for fall. They transplanted just fine, and they are producing. And so you got flowers back here. You got another pepper, a bunch more flowers. So I'm excited to see how this goes. These are cayennes right here. And they have cayenne peppers on them. So I'm excited. I'm very excited, y'all. Because if you're new here, I did not get a good pepper harvest in the summer. My plants fought aphids and ants, and they just struggled. And so to have them producing for me now in late summer, about to go into fall, I'm excited about that. I really am. And I'm thinking, I don't know. I'm thinking maybe these bags just go dormant and I could get the rest of my pepper harvest. I don't know. Hold me to taking these plants out, y'all. So right beside those peppers that I just showed you, we have a green stalk with potato plants in them. I'm hoping we actually have potatoes, but it is looking really good. I'm gonna step back so y'all can see like just how full it looks. And every pocket didn't even have a potato that came up or germinated, whatever you want to call it, sprouted, but it still looks really good. So I'm hopeful. I'm very, very hopeful. The plants look really good. So I'm hopeful, y'all. And so that's the main garden. The main garden is looking good. I'm excited about how this is going so far. Oh, also, I didn't show y'all the ground cherry. It's producing more ground cherry. So I'm just leaving it until it dies for the fall and the winter. But if I can continue to taste them, because I did taste it and they taste really good. It's like a sweet tomato, but much sweeter. It has a fruity taste, but you also get a tomato taste, in my opinion. So I'm leaving that too. That's the only thing I forgot to show y'all. Now we're gonna head out and have a look at the green stalks, have a look at the citrus area in the greenhouse. So y'all, When I tell y'all these zucchini are going into these green stocks at the end of, midsummer, look, it's one over there. It's one right there. There's more coming in. Like, I'm so excited. Like, that's a female flower. This is where I'm going to get my zucchini from. Like midsummer, and I'm going to say in the green stalks. Look how big that plant is. Let me just step back, y'all. That's in a green stalk, and it is giving me like more zucchini than I got all summer. Like, OMG. I'm very excited about that. And then it's another one back here. I haven't gotten any zucchini off of this one, I don't think. But the point is, it's growing really nicely. And that may be because of the way that I trellised it up. I don't know. But this one looks amazing. It look amazing. And the strawberries still throwing out strawberry runners. I don't even have a spot for them anymore because I'm only doing strawberries in the leaf planters at the top. This is an inventor's bundle. Like I think I said that. It's an inventor's bundle. So you have larger pockets at the bottom and then smaller pockets at the top. So I'm probably going to end up cutting these off, but they're just throwing out more runners, and we love that from me. If I did say it, I'm in an urban space, and it is like maybe 9 something on a Saturday morning. It's a lot going on out here. Over here you have the blueberry green stalk. This is another inventor's bundle, but we have onions in here. I recently planted some onions in here, so I'm just letting them do what they do, whatever they do. I'm not really paying attention to them. I'm not even gonna lie to you. There's a tomato in there, and of course strawberries still going strong. Almost all of the pockets are filled in at this point too. Then we have our blackberry. This is my favorite one, y'all. If you're new here, purple is my favorite color, and this is literally my favorite green stalk, my favorite. But we have some kale in here. I was overwatering this. So like, this is lettuce, it's dying. I was overwatering it. This one already died. But we have pretty much all of our kale in here. This is where I put pretty much all the kale. There isn't any kale in the main garden yet, but here's all of the kale. And this green stalk is looking real good too. Looking real good. We love that for me. I can't wait until it gets like really leafy. All the green against the purple is gonna be beautiful. Oh, and there's celery down here too. So the bottom one is celery, and then everything else in here is kale. And we got different varieties of kale in there. Over here is the green stalk, where we are getting just a whole bunch of beans popping out of here. Whole bunch of beans. So this is gonna be my last harvest of beans out of the green stalks, because I'm really ready to get these planted for fall. And then over here we actually have peppers. These are more pimento peppers. Also didn't do anything all spring long, but they were in the green stalk. I don't know if they were waiting for it to cool off, because I think I planted this green stalk a little bit later too. But look at all of these beans. The flowers anyway, which is where your beans are gonna come from. So very happy about that. We got more beans down here, more bean plants. But also, I decided I need to space these out some. So I need to push the ones that are in the back a little bit more, because when the plants start to get bushy, they start to impede each other's space. So when I'm turning them, they're like breaking each other. So when I go to redo these for fall, I'm just going to move them back a little bit. And then we have a pink blossom back here too that is finally housing our purple rain tomatoes, and not just the plants. And we love that. And there's another one right over there. So and then there's flowers. There's lots of flowers. I keep telling y'all that. So I do think we're gonna get a good amount of tomatoes off of this eventually. And there are plants going all the way down the green stalk, the purple rain tomato plants. So we also have some more beans. There's some beans right here I need to come and harvest. But I do think these are black beans. I only say that because they're vining. I noticed that black beans did vine. So like, they're going up this tomato plant. So I think these are black beans for sure over here. And then we have one more green stalk over here. It's the herb green stalk. I have started making sure that I fertilize this with fish emulsion, and it is making a difference. It's making a difference. I cleaned it out really nicely, and now I'm fertilizing it with fish emulsion. Look at that. we're finally getting some nice growth, even down here on the rosemary. Now, one thing I will tell you, I think the bottom tier stays more moist than the tiers higher up. I think. Don't quote me on that. So with that being said, that rosemary, I may move up up this green stalk, because rosemary does not like wet feet. They don't like wet feet. Like, they want to be watered, but then they want to be able to dry out too. So I might move that up. I have rosemary in the house that I potted up yesterday. Finally, I potted it up yesterday. And so there's more rosemary in the house that I plan to put out here. I just haven't. I have some empty pockets in here, but I'm leaving them for the things that I really like, because I want it to be full of those things. Now, if y'all remember, I told y'all I moved the yarrow. Let me show you an update on that. This yarrow here was over in the bags. And if you remember the last time I showed you, it looked kind of rough. It's looking much better now. It was that plant right there and this plant right here. So that green stalk is looking real good. I'm excited. This is why I wanted it by the door. It's all herbs. And so when I'm cooking, I could just run out here, grab it, and go back in the house. So that green stalk is looking good too. All the green stalks are looking good. I just can't wait to get all the fall things in it. I can't wait to get all the fall things in it, y'all. And so over here we have our lavender looking much better, Also, look at this, y'all. I think these are already cosmos trying to come back up. But like I said, I'm either going to let them live or I'm going to pull them. Yep, that's what they are. So I am coming out here and pulling these up just so that they won't continue to try to root and, to try to grow. And I'm sure that next year I'm gonna have to do this in spring too. Oh, there was a nasturtium I put in here. It didn't die, so I'm still letting it go. But yeah, this lavender is starting to look so much better in here. This one still wants to grow backward. I keep pushing it into the garden bed, but it still wants to grow that way. But I think this is gonna look real nice next year too. Also, here goes our starts. And so if you remember, we had one tray, it was this one, that was 100% eaten up. They were like little sticks. They look terrible. But you can see the leaves are starting to grow back. When I plant them out, I'll just plant them deep. I still have space for broccoli. Most of this is it is broccoli. So I still have space for it, and I'll just plant it deeper. Now this tray still looks amazing, and if I don't get it somewhere, it's gonna need to be up potted. We don't do all of that around here. This is mostly lettuce. I wanna say this is Alabama blue collards. There's a mix of things in here. Oh, some white kohlrabi, but they still look really small. And then this is kale. This is more celery here. So that's looking good. These over here still look good. Most of this is kohlrabi and cabbage. We still have some onions down here, but the onions are going in the green stalk, so I'm just trying to keep them alive. And I actually have onions in the house as well. So with that being said, really want to get these green stalks cleared, but also really want to get my last harvest from summer. Right beside the green stalks, you have our citrus area. And so the citrus should be going in the house. We will see, but all of the plants still look really good. They should be going in the house. I understand that I also could put them in the greenhouse. This is their first year, so I'm thinking I'm really not sure. If I put them in the greenhouse though, I'm thinking I'm gonna get like some burlap and plastic to make sure that they are very insulated, but we'll see what happens. And I plan to put them in here if I decide to leave them outside. And there's two more over here. This one is steady flowering. It's steady flowering, y'all, but it's not giving me any fruit. And that's okay, next year hopefully. But they look real good. And then of course, you have our eucalyptus over here. Still looking good. I do think I'm gonna look up like fertilization of this eucalyptus, because now that it's growing and I'm getting new shoots and new leaves, I really do want to see how to fertilize it. So, and like the watering, does it need a lot of water, or is it like rosemary and lavender and it wants to dry out? So I'm gonna look that up because I do want to keep that. Smells so good. Every time I touch it, I'm like, oh my goodness, it smells so good. And now off to the greenhouse that needs to be watered. I definitely need to water this greenhouse. Well, not the greenhouse per se, but this bed. Oh no, it's the greenhouse. I'm looking and it's the greenhouse. Anyway, these are kohlrabi and some collards, some Alabama blue collards right here. These are Godzilla hybrid broccoli. So I'm getting ready to water this right after I finish this video. I wasn't out here much yesterday, honest truth. Over here you have some kale down at the bottom of this bed that I recently planted, and then you also have roselle still in here, and this is something that's left over from summer as well. Over here you have some cabbage. This is Katarina. That's supposed to be Katarina too, but Bibi is giving dead, but I have some I can replace it with. And we still have tomatoes in here, so this is more summer that's still mixed in. See, we done lost another one over here. And then there's more tomatoes over here as well. I'm very new to growing in greenhouses. I'm learning, y'all. I am learning. I may replace the cabbage that looks like it's dying at this point with another cabbage, but the first thing I'm gonna do is make sure I water. Let me show you from the outside the orchard area, and then that's gonna end our garden tour for the week. But I'm very happy about things. I'm very happy about things. By the way, y'all remember I planted a fig? It done died because I ain't done nothing over here, and it's in a bag. It has died. Y'all see that little stick right here? But I don't think it died because it's green up there, but all the leaves done fell. I need to get that from over there because now I'm looking at it. It didn't die. There's a little sprout at the top and it's green. I need to get it from over there. Anyway, our rose bushes have pretty much lost all of their roses, so you know that is what it is. My fig tree that's in the ground looks just fine though. Looks just fine. Y'all see it? I didn't get any figs this year, but that's okay. I'm not tripping too bad. I need to get these peach trees trimmed. So this is a peach tree here going up into the sky. This is another peach tree right here. And then you have some apple trees. There's one here. Also need to get that pruned. And then there's another one over there, which I need to actually just get it out of there. And then a nice little rosemary that just survives because it doesn't need a lot. Rosemary does not need a lot. But my orchard went down here this year because I just was like, I don't feel like dealing with this. Oh, and somebody said they were willing to rehome my peach trees. I'm not getting rid of them. I am redoing the space so that it makes it easier for me to get through it, but I'm not getting rid of the peach trees. The peach trees do really well for me. But if I was, I'd absolutely let you have them, but I'm not getting rid of them. But anywho, also, I know y'all be like, where your daughter? She's just standing here waiting for me to finish this video because she wants to watch a show with me on YouTube. Which, what is it? It's Corey Kenshin. She wants to watch Corey Kenshin with me. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. We've been watching Corey Kenshin for 2 days, just so y'all know. He plays videos, video games. He plays video games, and so we've been watching that. But there she go. She be around, y'all. She just don't come out on the camera. You know, I thought about it. It was 4 years ago. She got older, you know what I'm saying, and went into the teen ages. So it wasn't like she was growing from a toddler and up, but she don't be out here with me that much. Anyway, I hope that y'all enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to visit me over on Instagram where I post about the things going on in my garden almost every day. Bye, y'all.